Hello everyone, and welcome to my first season review of the 2019 Indian Springfield. We got this bike in the spring, and we've been riding it all summer, so we got a little bit going on with it. Wow, would you look at all those sheep over there? Wonder if that guy knows they're eating all of his lawn. Anyway, so what we're going to do is go find us a nice spot where we can go review the Springfield. As you can probably see, there's some snow on the road, so it's getting to be that time. They're starting to salt them, so it's time to put that thing away. We'll get the oil warmed up, go home and change that, put this thing away for hibernation. Luckily, I've still got a KLR in the garage that I can take out for a ride. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it running on dirty or salty roads. So my riding season is not quite over yet. If you would, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down in the right hand corner, and you'll be able to see some more of my videos. Let's go find us a spot to do that walk around. Well, looks like we found us a nice little spot here to do a little review on the Springfield. As I said earlier, I got like 4,400 miles on it this summer. So we did a little bit of riding. We're hoping to do considerably more next year. And I'll just walk you around here real quick. And I'm not sure how good you guys can see it, but there's ice on that water right there. And you can look over here towards the dam. Like I said, I'm not sure how good the camera's picking it up, but there's snow on that ice over there by the dam. So I think my riding season is definitely coming to a close. So anyway, back to what we were doing here. So I'm not sure if you guys saw my first review. If not, I'll put a link in the description and link at the end of the video too, so you guys can go check out that and see what I thought about it when I only had just over 1,000 miles on it. So anyway, now that I've lived with it for 5 or 6 months, it's definitely fitting my lifestyle. I'm really liking it. The wife and I are having a great time out riding it. We've gone on a couple of overnight trips with it, and it's really worked out good. The trip itself that we went on, one of them anyway, was a little rainy, so we had to cancel one of the days, but it was good. It was a little hard starting in the cold weather over there, but it was all right. It started, so we were able to make it home. One of the things that was kind of iffy when I first bought it was the transmission. It seemed a little notchy, but as it got broke in, or I got more used to it, one of the two, it did seem to shift smoother. I did hit neutrals now and again when I first got it, but that's gone away now. That doesn't happen anymore. Another thing that I didn't really notice when we were on the first review, but on that long trip it really kind of showed its head, is the cruise control. When you just roll off the throttle, shuts off abruptly. It doesn't kind of roll out of the throttle, it just chops the throttle. And I can see where that would come in handy on an emergency braking situation, but when you're just rolling out of the gas, it especially with a passenger, more than once my wife banged into the back of my helmet because the cruise control shut off so abruptly. So now we have Sennas that we talk back and forth on, and I just tell her when I'm going to turn the cruise control off so she can prepare for it. The rear cylinder deactivation, I've only used it a couple of times because it really never gets that warm here. We never really get stuck in any traffic, so I haven't really used it that much. But I did notice when I did use it, especially if I didn't turn it off just before I parked the bike, it seems like it might load that back cylinder up or something, and it would start with a puff of smoke. So I'm not sure exactly if that's what was causing it, but now that I don't use it anymore, it doesn't seem to do that. So I'm thinking that might have been the cause of the smoke I was having with that. Another thing I'd like to talk about is the mileage on the bike. You know, if you're just piddling around town, not going on very many long rides, that's not a big deal. But out here in the West, sometimes gas stations can be few and far between, so I wanted to kind of touch on the mileage part of this. So you can kind of see here, I'm not sure how good that's showing up on my phone, but I haven't kept track of all my mileage, but for the most part I have. And the ranges go from 42.22 when it was brand new and not broke in, and then after it seemed to get broke in, it really started picking the mileage up. I mean, I'm averaging between 47 and 48 and 49 as a high for the most part. And then on windy days, you can definitely tell it cuts into the mileage pretty hard. I usually get like 44 miles a gallon on those. So anyway, I just figured I'd share that with you guys, because you know, that can play a factor when you're out here riding on some of these long rides. There's a few places that will ride where it's 90 miles between gas stations, and if you overshoot your gas station, it could be a real factor. And as far as any problems with the bike, I don't know if you guys saw one of my other videos where I did have a problem with the front tire pressure monitor, and I'm thinking that that problem pretty much solved itself. I happened to be on a ride that the local dealership was sponsoring, and I went in there after the ride, and they took it right in and looked at it, said they couldn't find anything wrong with it, plugged it into the computer, I think, and that's been 2 months ago, and it hasn't reared back up. So I'm thinking it might have just been a glitch in the system, or for whatever reason it lost contact with the front tire pressure monitor. Other than that, this thing has been flawless. It hasn't used any oil at all. Like I said, the mileage has been good, and other than having to add air to the tires since the summertime, since it got cold, this bike has been absolutely flawless. So if you have any questions about the Springfield, and might have you know, any other questions about something I might not have touched on today, please feel free to leave me a question in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. And if you're thinking about a Springfield, I know they've up to the 116 now, and I've done a test ride video on the Chieftain model of that. I don't think you could go wrong. Absolutely, I couldn't be happier with the way this bike's treated me in the first 6 months and the first 4,400 miles that I've rode it. So, like I said, if you have any other questions, please put them in the comments. And appreciate you hanging around and listening to my review. And if you would, please subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you can see when I upload other videos about the Springfield and about rides in my area here. And give it a like if you like the video. Appreciate you taking the time. And you guys ride safe and take care. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.